So why did I get this Honda? Let's talk about that. I'll talk about why I got this Honda, and then over time I'll bring you my experiences. So 242 764 miles, 242 764 miles. We'll try to date stamp, and then I'll kind of just bring you these videos. So there's a BART station. I'll drop my son off here, and then we'll take off. Alright, see ya. Okay, so I dropped off my son. Let's go get some gas. Talk a little bit more about the Honda. We're gonna go to Costco and get some gas. They have great gas at great prices. So the question is what? So let's talk about why I got the Honda. So let's just go do a quick visual. So this is what it looks like inside. It's nice, all leather seats, sunroof. Right, it's pretty nice interior. The interior is kept well. So let's talk about why I got the Honda. So it's kind of an interesting story. Well, it's a story. So when I was a kid, catching the bus, heading back from school, right? Heading back to school. I grew up in Australia, down under Australia. So I'd taken the bus back home, and then, the bus is just going at its average speed, and then a car just whizzes past, like just rips past. And it just looked great at the time, and it was the acceleration was just amazing, just ripped past, and it was a Honda Accord, an old model Honda Accord. And at that point in time I thought, man, that car looks hot, and look how fast it is, just ripping through the traffic here, So just being a kid. So anyway, so at that point in time I said, yeah, maybe I think I'll get a Honda. And then my parents had got growing up in Australia, they had got a Japanese car. They were always into Japanese cars, instead of the American or the kind of the American local brands. So they got a Toyota, and it was a Toyota Tarago, and it's kind of like a minivan. And so we grew up with that. So I knew I didn't want to get a Toyota. I just didn't like that Toyota. It had no power, no kick, and Honda's always been, and then Honda's was always winning the Formula One races, right? I was watching Formula One growing up in Australia, and Honda was always leading the Formula One, the Ayton Center, and all their drivers winning the championship, the F1 championship. The VTEC technologies, the Honda VTEC technologies, the Honda Legend came out. In Australia we had the Honda Legend come out. That just looked hot. So then ever since, just as a kid, just with the racing heritage and the good looks of the Legend and the Honda at the time, I always said I wanted to get a Honda. So I came here in the States. So my very first car that I got in the States, and then also in Australia, Hondas aren't cheap. Like if you want to get a Japanese car, the Nissans, Datsuns, Nissans, and Subaru, and all the others were cheaper. Toyota were more cheaper, and the Hondas were always kind of like a premium price. You had to pay premium dollars to get a Honda. So I said, okay, I'll get a Honda because of the premium appeal. And I also like BMWs in Australia growing up. I saw a bunch of BMWs. I'll talk about BMWs some other time. So then when I came to States, I said, okay, I want to get a Honda. So I got a Honda. So I got this one. I got the top of the line EXV6. EXV6 top of the line. Initially I was going to get kind of a Civic, but then I said, no, I'll get a Honda Accord. We're getting more power. I'll get the top of the line, and have this car. Just we get a one-time car and have it for own it for a long time, and there's no need to get another car. So that's what at least I thought. So then I bought this car the year 2000. Worked hard. I got it. 0 miles. I remember picking up my son from the dealership. When we saw him right now, he's a big boy. Pretty, he's going to university, but I remember, he was just a little kid sitting here on the side, and that was awesome. So we've had some good experience in this car. So So anyway, this car I've driven, so that was the reason why I got it, and I've done 242,000 miles, and I've been a lot of places with this car. We've gone all the way up to Vancouver, Canada, many times. We've done that trip, then we've been to Vegas lots of times in this car, and this car just drives really good on the freeway. Lots of room in the back, everyone's comfortable, easy to ride. So we've done a lot of miles on this car. So I have to take this on the right. Had a lot of rain here. We had the biggest storm of 2017 come in. Just over the weekend, about 5-6 inches of rain here in the Bay Area. So that's kind of why I got it and what I've done on the car. So I have enjoyed this car. I mean, so my wife's always saying, sell the car. We're going to talk about the other cars that I have in the house. She's always saying, get rid of this car. But I don't see myself selling this car because I've owned it for 17 years, and there's no reason. I mean, and I looked at it kind of, okay, what would I get selling it right now? If I try to put this on the market, I'd probably get $4,000 max. And I think that's that'll be a loss for me, because the new guy would pick up a car that just works functionally great, just reliable. It's got there's no check engine light on, everything's been fixed. I've done kept the car up to date. So it'd be really a gain to the other individual. I'd be making a loss, because trying to get a brand new V6 right now, you're looking at about 30,000 plus. If you want to get a V6 version in the Honda. I enjoy 6-cylinder cars. We'll get to that. That's the 4 cylinders. So that's why I have to, I told my wife it doesn't make any economic sense for me to sell this car, because I'll be losing out on a great car. I mean, I like this car because it's kind of, I use it as a beat up. My son uses it to learn. I've used this car to train my wife and my son. So whoever wants to learn to drive a car, I use this as a kind of the thing, and then I can leave this at the BOT station. I'm not too worried if it gets stolen. I don't really care. I've really got my use out of it. So you really, in a household, I think you always have to have like a beat-up car that you can just use around to, who cares or whatever. So I don't care if scratches, if you get scratches or someone dings me or whatever. I don't really care. The only thing that's kind of have I been in any accidents? No, but I've had to have the front, the hood replaced because someone had backed into. I was parked at a gas station in Monterey. In Southern Cal. I took the stairs to Southern Cal, and then driving back on Highway 1, someone rear-ended me. So I had to get that replaced under insurance. It wasn't my fault. So there was nothing mechanically wrong with the car. It was just that the front hood had to get replaced. So look at this. It's got sunroof, everything. Let's take another look. Nice seats. Everything's in good shape. Yeah, it's a Honda Accord, man. Honda Accord. I like the other thing I like about this car is, like, if you look at the way it's got low profile, and this is a really large windshield. It's kind of extended out, and it gives you a lot of room, a lot of space here in the front. So you're not congested. Like, for example, if you get into kind of like a Chevy, a Chevy Camaro, and if you get a Chevy Camaro, I've noticed, like, it's really out front. You really don't get much kind of room in the front. So yeah, man. So what else do I like about this car? Talking about the negative, the reliability and concerns that I've had. I like the power. I like the way it handles. It's pretty fast. It's pretty agile. It's like nice and agile, easy to move around. It's like kind of small. Even the Civic, it's kind of, at its time it's big, but right now if you look at it, this is kind of like the size of the Honda Civic. The Honda Civics would say would be bigger than this, the new ones. And I think the new Honda Accords are just really extended. They're like full-size cars, really big. So this has got more that sporting, kind of that old school sporting feeling. Okay, let's go. Get some gas on it. So heading into Costco. Best place to get gas for me, I've found, is Costco. Best prices and the quality, good quality gas as well. The engine is very lively on this. I mean, when I get it, I mean, it's easy to get up to 100 miles an hour on this one, on the freeways. When I've done the back roads, right, to driving California Interstate 5 up and down the coast, LA, and I can easily get up to 100 miles an hour. That VTEC engine really kicks in, and the more you rev this car, the more power, kind of, the more alive it gets. That VTEC engine is, it wants to be revved. Alright, so look at the gas line, man. It's just crazy. Costco. So yeah, man. Let's look at my phone here. So I've got it set up on remote capture here, where I've kind of linked the my iPhone to the visual, making sure I get a good lineup angle here. Yeah, looks fine. I think the visual looks fine. So connected the iPhone to the car. Let's put that down. That looks good. Okay, we'll fill up the gas here, and then we'll stop by and get another visual of it.